Electroblob's Wizardry by Electroblob brings magic to Minecraft, providing 172 spells to find, practice, and master. With an assortment of new arcane devices, tools, and artifacts, players can create their own wizard archetypes, explore structures in search of magical items, take on magical foes, and become a renowned wizard across Minecraft. Beginning the journey of becoming a wizard will take a few steps. Crystal ore is a critical resource for wizards of all levels, namely for its magic crystals. A novice wizard will need an abundance of magic crystals to let them create many of the new arcane items within the early game of this mod. One such item includes the Wizard's Handbook, a sacred tome containing a library's worth of knowledge for every wizard to study, whether it is to research about mana and the new magical creatures, or to determine the best attire to benefit their practices. Through studying the handbook, a wizard can uncover the means to cast spells. A beginner wizard will start with a simple spell, Magic Missile, a projectile that deals minor damage to a target. Magic Missile is the one and only spell that can be crafted. Every other spell will need to be found through exploration. Casting a spell requires an object to channel the spell into. For a wizard, wands are the instrument of choice to cast spells. A single wand alone is capable of harnessing 5 different spells within it. With both a wand and a spell, an arcane workbench is the final arcane device for a novice wizard. This acts as the medium for the spell to bind to a wizard's wand. Supplying the workbench with magic crystals will transfer the mana into the wand, letting the wand be able to cast spells. Learning the Magic Missile is just the first step to beginning a wizard's path, for there are several pathways a wizard can pursue to discover and harness spells or find ways to channel mana more efficiently. One such option would be to upgrade a wand. When a spell is casted, the wand gradually increases in power, letting it channel mana more efficiently. After thorough usage of a wand, it will hit a point at which it can be upgraded. Upgrades are broken down into tiers, starting at Novice, followed with Apprentice, Advanced, and finishing at Master. All wands and spells have a tier. For the case of wands, a higher tier wand will have a larger mana reserve and can cast stronger spells. An Apprentice wand, for example, can only cast Apprentice and Novice spells. Upgrading a wand requires a Tome of Arcana that can be found throughout the world. Applying Tomes of Arcana onto wands must be done in an arcane workbench in the same corresponding order the wand tiers are at. So, to get a Master wand, it will have to undergo 3 upgrades: Apprentice, Advanced, and Master. Upgraded wands will need to progress in the same fashion as the Novice wand to be capable of upgrading further. Wands can additionally be slotted with special wand upgrades. Special wand upgrades are perks that can increase a wand's ability to store and cast spells. These can be as simple as increasing the duration or distance of a casted spell, to opening additional spell slots in a wand or siphoning mana when killing mobs. Each special wand upgrade can be stacked, amplifying the effects the upgrade does to a wand. Upgrading a wand can only do so much, and very quickly the Magic Missile would prove ineffective against most foes. For this, a wizard will need to explore to find new spells. Spells can be obtained in 2 forms: spellbooks and scrolls. Spellbooks are the primary form a spell will be recorded in, that can be found as loot in chests, traded with friendly wizards, and can drop from mobs. When discovered, spellbooks are unknown to the player, and will require some practicing to discover the spell. When a spell is learnt, the spellbook will contain information about the spell contained, from what the spell does to the element it embodies and the mana cost. Scrolls can also be found in a similar means to spellbooks. Although they don't require a wand to cast, scrolls are a one-use item and are destroyed upon use. Spells are divided into tiers. Higher tier spells are more powerful in their capabilities, but are harder to find and cost more mana to cast. Mages who have multiple spells in a wand can switch between them with the B and N keys, can scroll through them when sneaking, or can be assigned individually to one of 8 spell slot hotkeys. Within this mod, every spell belongs to a particular element. Elements embody an aspect of magic that contain an assortment of spells that harness a property of their element. Elements are divided into 7 main types. Fire magic is the embodiment of pure carnage and destruction. Pyromancer's thrill in using fire to burn as many targets as possible, maximizing its intensive heat to continually damage enemies. Ice magic takes the freezing temperatures of ice and turns it towards its enemies. Ice magic involves slowing and freezing targets to death. but can serve various roles outside of combat. Lightning magic is the pure manifestation of the storm. Lightning mages can call upon it to either strike devastating blows on groups of foes, or use its conductive properties to chain attacks to multiple targets. Necromancy brings mages into a dark path of magic. A necromancer is only in it for themselves, summoning undead minions to carry out their work, or corrupt the minds of others to submit or break to their will. Earth magic encompasses several aspects of nature. Mages can harness the aspects of animals, plants, air, water, and earth to navigate the terrain, protect themselves, or attack their foes. Sorcery is an ancient form of magic that alters the very world itself around a mage. Sorcerers who tread the path of sorcery can manipulate the very essence of time and reality, performing actions deemed inconceivable by most. Healing magic is for mages who seek to use magic for defensive roles. Healers can become a beacon of hope for their allies, as they can bestow defensive, healing, and empowering spells upon themselves and those they trust. Besides adding in spells to master, there are many additional features that can enhance your experience as a wizard. 4 new types of structures can be discovered, serving as the best places to acquire spells, magical items, and artifacts. Most structures are guarded by mobs that must be slain to retrieve the loot. Speaking of mobs, new magical mobs are added to the game. Some of these can be summoned with spells, others found guarding their structures, or even spawning in special circumstances. Wizards are one of the primary mobs added, and can specialize in one of the 7 elements, using a mixture of spells to damage and disorient their targets. Although most wizards are hostile, passive wizards can also be encountered, usually found residing within their towers, open for trading with any passing player. Artifacts are magical items found when looting shrines, providing buffs and special abilities to a wizard's spells when equipped in the hotbar. Artifacts are divided into 3 types: rings that improve attack abilities, amulets that improve defense abilities, and charms which improve utility abilities. Players who aspire to be wizards will need more than just a wand and some spells. Wizard armor is the means to not only look like a wizard, but also protect yourself using mana. Both normal and elemental wizard armor can be obtained and upgraded into 3 kinds of wizard armor, with arcane seals of protection. Electroblob's Wizardry isn't the standard magic mod one might expect. It's not too complex, where tedious mechanics make the mod daunting, nor is it a walk in the park to simply be overpowered. Visually speaking, it's one of the more impressive mods, from the icons of each spell to the effects when a spell is casted. The variety of spells this mod has offers several playstyles to choose from, with the only factor that prevents you from becoming too powerful is your experience as a wizard. There are certainly master spells that feel underwhelming, and some lower end spells that feel too strong. The grind for upgrading a new wand can get repetitive, especially after doing it a few times, but the overall features of the mod are complex yet easy to grasp. If this mod alone didn't satisfy your wizarding taste, the addition of spell packs may help with that. If you sought a magic based system many RPGs use, then this mod is perfect for it. Thanks to Electroblob for making this complex and unique mod, and link to download it is in the description below.